You'll see why we need that. Don't tell the wifey that I used her teapot out here. Maybe I'll get her a teapot for Mother's Day or something. I don't know. Let me know if you think it's a good idea to get the wife a teapot for Mother's Day. But anyway, so what I do is I mark in the calendar every time that I put something on my line. So for the last 4 or 5 years, I've seen that I was able to do a lot of lawn work probably the 2nd to 3rd week of March. So what I decided this year is to do my soil tests, my spring soil test, at least one of them, the 1st day of March, which just so happened to be a nice day, or at least somewhere in that area, because it takes about 10 days or so to come back. By that time, let's say it comes back March 14th. Whatever I'm lacking on March 14th, I can add to it. But I still want to perk it up a little bit while we have these warm days, because I know when grass grows, they say, you know, anywhere from, you know, 45 to 50, 55 degree ground temperatures. But I'm not so sure that the weeds pay attention to that. When you look out there and you see 200, 300, 400 different types of weeds up here in the Northeast, to me, 1 or 2 of those weeds are growing right along with this grass turning green. So what I do is I put out a quick weed barrier the first warm day that we get. Over the last 4 or 5 years, like clockwork, we have been able to get 1 or 2 really warm days in February. So I put out some of nothing but some weed preventer, no fertilizer or anything like that. I also know that we're going to have a lot of wet ground. So yeah, the bag may say it'll last 4 to 6 weeks or however long, but because of that wet ground, I think it, you know, goes down in there, you know, and uses it up a lot faster. So I get that first one going. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down some liquids. What I'm going to put down is some liquid iron. I'm going to put down some liquid lawn and some Blackstrap Molasses. This Blackstrap Molasses, this stuff is really good, mainly because it has calcium, magnesium, iron, potassium. It has all of those micronutrients in it. You put this down and immediately, I'm telling you, it seems strange, but the microorganisms, especially if you get a little bit of warmer weather, it seems like it starts working. With this Blackstrap Molasses, you want that microbial activity to be going. That microbial activity, it does something down there that starts things to like generate. A little bit of added benefit to this is it seems as though, at least to what I've been reading, that this Blackstrap Molasses also helps you with certain insects. And as soon as you see that temperature get to around 60 degrees, you start seeing little bugs flying around. So what benefit it is early on in the season is okay, because you don't need a lot of this. So I can start putting this down in March right now and still have a half a bottle left this time next March, right? So it's not like it's going to do any harm. You know, you put it down once a month, once every 3 weeks or something like that, and you'll be fine. What I'm going to mix with that is this liquid lawn. This liquid lawn has some iron in it, a lot of the little micronutrients in it. And so when I measure these out, I want to get a little bit of green up. I want to get this liquid lawn in there. I just want to feed the soil right now. And this is going to be good for feeding the soil. Also, I'll do the chelated liquid iron. Everything needs iron. So even when my soil sample comes back, whether it needs iron at that time or 2 weeks later or 2 months later, everything needs iron. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. Let's get my backpack sprayer ready. This liquid lawn, you got to shake it forever. I need an automatic shaker. Oh, you hear that? You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Why do I need a teapot? Oh yeah. All right, now that that's boiling, scalding hot, we'll turn that off. I'll show you why we need that in a second. Back to shaking. Bat guano, kelp, potassium. It's all kind of stuff in here. All I know, it's good for the lawn. This is half an ounce per gallon. That's a 4-gallon container here. So that's basically 2 ounces. You don't need a lot of this. I'm not going to go the full 2 ounces because I got these other things here. The hotter it is outside, like if you're going to have all day 70s or 80s, you want to put this down in the evening. Try to put down everything after like around 7 o'clock. If you put down your stuff after 7 o'clock, the evening and morning dew will help stuff, you know, not burn. Whether it says it burns or not, I try to go after 6 p.m., around 7 in the evening. But today it's only going to get to 65 or 70, and that'll only be for another couple of hours, and then it'll go back down. Pour it in there. Blackstrap molasses will be last. A little bit of iron. You want to add some warm water first. So this is cooled down a little bit. You only need a little bit of this. I'm going to add 4 ounces. Look at that, folks. You see why? You see why you need that warm water? That stuff is thick. That stuff is thick. That stuff is thick. Put a little water in with that. Here, I'll let you see.
How do I deal with what I'm feeling? Maybe I just don't. What you do when I'm in ruins, all alone. I'm all alone. I'm all alone. And I know nothing to do helps me forget about you. You just came out of the blue. If you only knew.
I could have did this without the string.
Cup of coffee, let's go to a restaurant. Go to a field, pick up some strawberries, then maybe let's fall in love. Sit and have a cup of coffee, let's go to a restaurant. To a field, pick up some strawberries, then maybe let's fall in love.
Now this isn't so piping hot that it'll destroy any of the good elements in it, but it is hot. You gotta have it warm, because if you don't, it'll never go through your sprayer. That stuff is thick. It's thick. It's thick. I use this method all the time, so definitely gonna have to get the wife new.
Can't you see what you're doing to me? The way you got me, baby, it's like I can't even breathe. You're all that I need. And I know nothing to do helps me forget about you. You just came out of the blue. If you only knew. Let's sit and have a cup of coffee. Let's go to a restaurant. Go to a field, pick up some strawberries, then maybe let's fall in love. Sit and have a cup of coffee. Let's go to a restaurant. To a field, pick up some strawberries, then maybe let's fall in love. Sit and have a cup of coffee. Let's go to a restaurant.
Alright, so now what I'll do is I'll go fill this up with the water hose. I can still put warm water in there with the water hose. I have a hot and cold outside. And I'll start spraying.
Love. let's fall in love.